Hey, what's up, everybody? It is the weekend, and we're going to look at the price of XRP and other cryptos. But look at this. Donald Trump effect bumps Ripple Labs US deals XRP gains. Guess who tweeted that out? Donald Trump himself on his Truth Social. Now, this is a little bit old. It's not that old, maybe like 2 weeks old, but I did not know that, right? Trump could have tweeted out about the summit, about crypto, about policy, about this, about that, but he chose to tweet about Ripple and deals and XRP. So I thought that was very, very interesting. So think about that for a minute. He could have tweeted out anything else, but anything crypto related, maybe Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum or Solana or this or policy or regulation. I mean anything. He chose to share a CoinDesk article in relation to Ripple Labs. Donald Trump effect bumps Ripple Labs, right? The number one US fintech company in the United States deals, right? Deals. I mean, that's interesting. Now let's look at the article. But real quick, the price here is $2.34. This weekend is really about survival. We want to see a nice base form in here. And then maybe this coming week, we can start launching off of that, right? And create this three-wave move, get back into the retrace levels. That's really what we want to look for. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see. So one other idea could be that this is an A, this is a B, and then we come down for a C a little bit further, somewhere down in the 215 area range, and then go back up in 3, something like that. So it's going to be either that one or the other idea we were just looking at. So, but it looks like it's shaping up for a flat or something. We'll see. We'll see how that plays, but nothing too much has changed. If we look at the small time frames, we do have 1, 2, and we have 3. The question is this third finish? And if it is it 3 or is it 5? Right? So hopefully it's 3 because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we want this to be a three-way pullback. We don't want this to be like that. You know what I mean? We definitely don't want to take that low because then this 5-wave move is no longer a valid move, right? So we're getting a little bit of bullish divergence here on the smaller time frames. Nothing too much. Even on the 1 hour, we have it right there. So let's see if anything can make out of this. If I zoom in a little bit further, I could see 1, 2, and I'm trying to see if there was 5 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So we have 3 down, 3 up, and then 5 down. So this, let's see if let's see if we can get a curve, right? Let's see if we can get the buy side of the curve going here. If not, then the wave's not finished, right? Maybe this is flagging out for a 4 and then a 5, and then we get 1, 2, 3. This is a 4, then we get 5. If it's 5, right? So we'll circle back to that, but let's look at that article. So, okay, this was published February 19th. Ripple's Garlinghouse touts Trump effect, right? And I think, is this the right article? I think it is. Yeah, we can see Donald Trump effect bumps Ripple Labs, US deal. Okay, there we go. All right, so the article, this is what Trump shared. I mean, this is amazing, right? You got one of the best presidents tweeting about our favorite investment of all time, right? So I think this is amazing. Ripple Garlinghouse touts Trump effect. So the shift towards the U.S. market is part of Ripple's response to the Trump effect, right? Yeah, it's about the Trump effect. So Basically, Ripple increased US-based roles due to optimism surrounding the Trump administration policies, which are perceived to jumpstart innovation and job growth in the US. Because that's what it's about, right? It's about, and Trump knows this too. You know, if you want to really make America great again, you need a strong economy, and if you want a strong economy, you need a brand new financial system that works for we the people, right? Not a debt enslavement system that basically is crooked and it doesn't work. I mean, that's what Doge is doing. It's trying to get rid of all of the fraud and abuse. But even if you get rid of it, it's just going to come back later on unless you have some type of gold standard or some type of checks and balances or accountability where, and especially the audits, right? We need to see where the money is going. And not only that, but when it comes to job growth, you know, crypto will help relieve a lot of the friction within the banking system. I mean, there's a lot of jobs out there when it comes to crypto, especially in the payment world, right? So, crypto can definitely help businesses when it comes to like smart contracts or different things like that. So business will be very easy to conduct when dealing with crypto instead of dealing with banks. Like, hey, like this business partner needs $2 million funded in his business account for this reason, and he's gonna after that he's gonna do business with this guy in Japan. So we need clearance from this bank, but then we also need to call his bank, you know, and it's all this crap, right? Instead of just crypto is seamless sort of transaction, right? So anyway, the company signed more US deals in the last week of the 2024 than in the previous 6 months. Yeah, that's true, indicating positive business environment. Yeah, the, this shift in focus towards the U.S. market is part of Ripple's response to the Trump effect, right? Which is believed to be making crypto more favorable in the U.S. And I agree. So we're at the beginning of the beginning of the beginning. So we got to have patience. It might take a long time. Hopefully it doesn't. I think it'll happen much quicker, right? I mean, the last 4 years we've been dead in the water. So any momentum we get, we'll take. Incoming U.S. President Trump is widely expected to be a positive catalyst for the crypto market. So now I know why Trump tweeted it out, right? Because it was about him. But his promises are already bumping businesses for local-based crypto firms. Yep. Financial firm Ripple Labs, which offers, and then here we go. This right here is kind of the interesting thing, right? Financial firm Ripple Labs, right? It's all about Ripple, which offers payment rails and the RLUSD stablecoin. That's another thing we haven't really talked about a lot, is this stablecoin and how big it's going to be. Using the XRP ledger. See, he could have tweeted out any other article that praised his, you know, policies and for a new crypto world, but he chose this one. Interesting. But yeah, using the XRP ledger is reporting a bump in local deals and hiring efforts, right? Oh, because Ripple is expanding. You know, when they go to Ripple Labs and they talk about how well their business is doing, you know, they grow year over year, like I think 50% year over year or something crazy. And now that we have Trump here, it's going to be a lot more potentially. So, yeah, is reporting a bump. So basically, the Ripple Labs, the XRP ledger, is reporting a bump in local deals and hiring efforts ahead of Trump inauguration, right? So remember when we're trying to put the puzzle pieces together. Remember when Trump met with Brad Garlinghouse back in the summer, last summer, and then they also met again, I think just before the election, and then I think they met after the election. So remember when they were meeting in the summer, and it's interesting because what kind of things were they talking about, right? Obviously, they were probably talking about the lawsuit, but after that, or not after that, there was another time they met. So this was actually right after the election. So the meeting down here is right after the election. But the summer meeting was also interesting because we don't really know what happened over there. But now, if we look at this meeting, it was interesting because he used when they had their dinner, right? Because they didn't just meet, they had dinner together. All right. So that's interesting. Basically, he said we had this beef bourguignon, and if you use that term, it's often used as a business deal. So I wonder what kind of business deal they were conducting. Interesting. Maybe it's nothing, maybe it's something, but it's definitely interesting. And this is where it gets even more interesting right here. And so you have right here, 2025 is here, and the Trump bull market is real, says Brad Garlinghouse. Basically, for Ripple, this is even more personal after Gensler SEC effectively froze our business opportunities here at home. I mean, they basically just had a chokehold. I mean, this is why we wanted Trump to win. This is why we needed him to win, and it's exactly what happened. So the optimism is obvious and very deserved. So, but here's even really cool right here. We signed more U.S. deals in the last 6 weeks of 2024 since the election than the previous 6 months. That's how you do it. This is Ripple, right? This is this Ripple? Yeah. So, interesting. Look at this. We signed more US deals. US deals. So he didn't say like a deal between a bank or deals. He said a US deal. So is that like the US government? Like we signed a US deal? Or is that companies within the US? Or maybe both, right? Just the wording of it. We signed basically Trump tweeted. I mean, you can't make this up. Trump tweeted this article out in regards to crypto, Ripple, XRP, Brad Garlinghouse, and then Brad Garlinghouse stated, he's basically sharing Brad Garlinghouse's conversation. I mean, that's really cool. I don't see any Michael Saylor post that Trump talks about a lot. So, basically, that's a really, really cool. We signed more U.S. deals in the last 6 weeks, 2024, since the election, the entire previous 6 months. Say what you want, but the Trump effect is already making crypto great again through his campaign and in the administration's day one priorities, he added, right? So, yeah, this is what it is here. He tweeted that out. So Garlinghouse added that the company is now almost exclusively hiring in the United States, which is a shift from the company's expansion offshore during the previous Joe Biden, of course. Ripple now has 75% of its open roles in the U.S. Garlinghouse said. As such, the firm is also donating Trump's $5 million worth of XRP since November. The speculative optimism among traders has been that a crypto-friendly Trump administration could benefit tokens linked to U.S.-based companies such as Ripple, right, XRP, and as these firms are more involved in boosting value for token holders. XRP prices have increased more than 300% since Trump's win, outperforming growth in all other major cryptocurrencies. So basically, XRP was the biggest winner out of the Trump victory. So what does that mean? That means people behind the scenes, the smart money, the billionaires, the guys who are positioning themselves and understand what is going on between Trump and Ripple. And maybe because Trump's going to need help, right? If he's going to take on the central banking, political, deep state establishment, the financial monetary system, the system that put us in this corruptness in the first place, right? We see all the corrupt, treasonous behavior throughout the government. It's all crooked, right? It's all because of the financial system. That's what it's all about. It's all about the money, right? It has nothing to do with anything else, what they say, blah, 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 right? It's all about the money, and the money is broken. And the U.S. has a monopoly over the world. That's why we see the BRICS nations. That's why we see China and Russia buying record amounts of gold. They're dumping U.S. treasuries. They're positioning themselves, around. They're positioning themselves against the dollar, right? So Trump knows that, hey, this ship is gonna crash, and before it crashes, we need to lay down the foundation for the new crypto system, because right now we basically have the current financial system like this. It's all crooked, right? And eventually there's a dead end up here, and we're about to crash, right? And parallel to that, we have the crypto system over here, right? And it's linear, it's efficient, right? It's all about efficiency. It's about reducing the friction, increasing the efficiency, removing the middleman, making banks accountable, right? So you have XRP here is seamless, right? So as we're about to crash, Trump knows we have to jump off this train, because this train right here is a disaster. And eventually, that's why we have this running parallel with the current financial system, so that once the financial system is, done for, we can start transitioning to the new system, right? And the new system's already here. It's not like we have to build it. It's already built, right? It's, that's why crypto has taken so long, is because, we're at war. This is, if everybody agreed, then we could do it today. But not everybody agrees. So it has to, work the way it's working. So, and it's not just, XRP and crypto. I mean, you're talking about the US dollar, right? I mean, the financial system as a whole is broken, corrupt, right? So if crypto can help keep banks and governments accountable by showing proof, right? Because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes in the banks, behind closed doors. You don't know what their books look like, because they don't allow the audits of the Fed, right? So if you don't know what's going on, it's probably a lot of shady crap, right? But with a ledger, a distributed ledger, a decentralized ecosystem, you can see everything for what it is, right? And not only that, but it's technology, and it can help. It's super fast. It's just boom, instead of having to deal with corrupt entities. So traders from other countries are piling into. Last week, XRP surge, blah, 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 led 1.3 billion in volume. Coinbase previously flagged unusual high trading volumes for XRP. And here's the thing. XRP benefited the most out of all the cryptos, right? So what does that mean? That means smart money knows, hey, something's up with XRP. Something's really going on with XRP, because why did it go up more than the others? I mean, obviously ADA, HBAR, they all went up pretty good. But XRP specifically, because I think XRP has the most ammunition, especially when it comes to like the ETF, Ripple IPO, and just all in all regulations. So as far as percentages go, maybe not so much. But that was the article. And then also, once that was finished, Trump CoinDesk shared that Trump shared it. And I think that was here. So it says right here, Donald Trump shares CoinDesk XRP article on Truth Social, spurring bullish sentiment. I must have, maybe I didn't remember. I don't remember this coming out. But anyway, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, it's only a couple weeks old. It's not like it's 6 months old. And even if it was, it's actually even better, because now we're further along in time, and conversations have been going much deeper in terms of whatever they're going to try to do. But the first thing they need to do is get a stablecoin bill basically the on and off ramps to crypto. And it's like crypto, stable coins, who cares about stable coins? Why don't we just freaking regulate crypto? Because that's where our gains are going to be. Yeah, but they got to do the stable coins first because that's really the bread and butter of the on and off ramps to crypto, right? So it's like you know, this is going to be a stupid analogy, but basically you can't really have a freeway if you don't have on and off ramps, right? You get on the freeway, you get off the freeway, right? Maybe it's one of those circle roundabout ones, right? So you gotta, these are your stable coins right here. This is crypto, the freeway. But to get on and off, right? That's kind of what the whole thing is. And then once we get the regulations, then you can really start to see things accelerate because companies and businesses are eager, or I should say crypto companies and these blockchain, based businesses, they're eager to get started. And that can't happen without knowing the rules of the road, right? So, U.S. President Trump shared an XRP related article on social media platform. Yeah, he did. The post generated blah blah blah. The majority of which uttered phrases XRP to the moon. Sometimes this could be bearish because basically you have the chart, right, and the price is moving up. But once you basically expended all of your ammunition, right? Maybe over here was a rumor, and then you have Trump tweeting, and then you have, or no, the first one was Trump running, then you have Trump winning, right? And then it goes up a little bit more. Then you have Trump saying strategic reserve, and now you have Trump saying sharing XRP article, and then we go up even more. Now we have the Trump crypto summit. Basically, you're expending all your momentum and ammunition, and a lot of times you have to come all the way back down and kind of forget about all that stuff and then have that price reset before you can go higher. So I think that's where we're in right now as a phase going down. So I think that was the whole article, yeah. So here's XRP. Let's take a look at the big day. The big day. The big day. So we have the 8-day chart, I should say. To me, nothing is wrong at all, except we don't really know if this is going to break out or break down, right? If it is set up to break up, and I've listed many, many reasons why it should break up. The biggest one is 5 waves, right? 1, 2, 3. This is a flat for a 4. We're building a base, and then we go up and hit 5. And then we get a big correction. So either that, or we got to come down to these levels between basically like $1 to $1.35, even $1.50. Here, let's put one more line. Whoops. Let me clone it. There we go. And I'll put that right about there. Actually, right there. And then that one there. And then that one like right there. All right, there we go. Yeah, so these are our area. I mean, that's like the real danger spot, because if the rest of the market is just too bearish, right? If we look at Ethereum, if it starts just rocking and rolling, keeps coming down, which I don't think. I think we're getting really close to it finishing. Another reason why is because we're getting closer and closer to support here, right? You got this big thing that took, how long did that take? From July 22 all the way to basically like July 22, July 23, basically over a year, right? You had this consolidation. You have this major pivot area, right? And that's where we are right now. So this is some major support in here. So you don't think starting from here, you're just going to come and slice through it. It doesn't make sense. Most of the time, if it is going to break it, it's going to come up and bounce and then come down like it did over here. That's why I don't think so. Well, we really just need more time, but let's go back. Yeah, I think this thing's going to break to the upside. There's really no examples of a price chart having a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, and then you break out, and then you have to come all the way back and come back down, right? It just doesn't make sense. The thing that makes sense is, well, if we do have to come down, we would flag out in here, maybe back test $1.60 or whatever before going higher, right? But I think it would just be too big overall, so we'll see. Unless this was a diag 1, 2, and this was 3, and then we have something similar to this correction right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3-way pullback 2, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was finished, and then we come down for, there's your 3 and there's your 4, and then we go up and hit 5. So, you know, that's kind of what I'm thinking if we break below this range. And what I mean by that is if we break below $2, right? If we start breaking below $2, then, you know, it's not going to look good. But as it sits right now, it looks to me like a 3-wave flat. And this, you know, if we take the wicks off even, you know, we got a 5-wave move there, right? So we have a ABC, and then we have this impulse, and now we're flagging out again. So once this flag is finished, I mean, we're going to know probably within the next week or two, really, because that's what it is. It's about knowing the answer, right? Do we have to go down to go up, or do we just go up, right? If we start coming down, let's say we break down, is that going to change my opinion of XRP? No. Is that going to make me short-term bearish? Yes. But does the long-term bullish targets change? No. We're still going to, the long-term bullish thesis is still massively in effect, even if we do have to break below $2 and go maybe even down to $1.50, even $1, right? If we have to come back down here, it's gonna be bearish, right? Because you're gonna have 3 up, 3 down, and then 5 up, which is a 3-wave move, and then sometimes that means you have to make another 3-wave move back down, and that could take a long time before going up. But to me, that doesn't really make a lot of sense, because if we're hitting the ground running with this administration and we're getting things going, we should see some bullish a bullish uptick relatively soon, right? If you look at the 5-day chart, it looks like it's flagging out to me. I don't know about you, right? Usually when things consolidate down like this, they usually break to the upside. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm basing it off of. And many other things I'm basing it off of too. Like, for example, we have ourselves a carbon copy of what this is, right? So here is the all-time high. Here is the all-time high up here, right? And you can see there's a little bit of a correction there, a little bit of a correction there. But essentially what we have is obviously the same. It's a carbon copy, right? Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways. Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways. Big blast off breakout. That's what we should expect, right? But also we have something else, right? Which is the contracting triangle. You have A, B, C, D, and E. And then you break out, and then you flag out, and then you continue. I mean, that's usually how it goes with other examples. So if we zoom back in, just looking at all the time frames here, you could see this looks, we don't want it to bottleneck, right? But it does look really like a nice channel, like a flag here. So if we take the flag like that, depending where this breaks out, I mean, you can see it getting back up here. Now, one bearish thing that could happen that we don't know yet, but if we turn on the RSI, you could see the bearish divergence on the 2-day, right? So if this comes up and takes the high, we need the divergence here. We need the RSI to go above that line. If it comes up like this, then we have 3 drives to the high. Then it looks like it's going to keep falling down, right? So you would want it to break this trend line here, you know, kind of retest it, go up, and then get back up to here, right? So, all right, let's take a look at the smaller time frames again. 6-hour chart. Ooh, the 6-hour chart looks nice. Didn't get to a 9 though, even on the 4-hour. You got one on the 3, but it's not really nice. 2-hour. I kind of like the smaller time frames. I mean, see, I don't know. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 3. You got 3. So you got 3, 3, 5. And now you have, do you have divergence? Not on that. I think on the 1-hour we do. Yeah, the 1-hour we have divergence. And we're creating some kind of base down in here. So that's good. So we're not going down. We're starting to go sideways. That's what we want. That's the first sign we want to look for. And that's what we see. And then we want to break above that, these red dots, which will activate that 9. Hopefully, right? So yeah, it looks like a nice little box in there. Let's see if we can look a little bit closer on a different chart. There we go. And let's zoom in. Yeah, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5 here. Divergence, and now you're kind of going flat here. So instead of going down, you could see the candles are starting to go sideways. So eventually we want to see them start to angle their way back up to get that rounded cup-like bottom here. That's kind of what we look for. So let's see if we can get it. It is the weekend, so I don't expect anything crazy. unless we get a news narrative, which doesn't really end well anyway, because anytime, like, let's say you get bad news and the price dumps, well, then it'll just come back and take it back. Or if you get good news and the price pumps, it'll just come back and take it back, right? It always comes back to the mean. ADA is literally the same thing, a same looking chart. It just doesn't look complete. It looks like this looks like it needs to come up here. It looks like it's coming like a B wave, like A, B, C, or hopefully it's a 1, 2, and then we get going here. Or if it comes down, then it would be a 3-wave move down, but I don't like the proportion. It just doesn't seem right. It's kind of like what happened back over here. Remember when we crashed, right? We had that big liquidation. We crashed, right? Listen to this. We crashed. We came back up, and then we drizzle, and we retest part of the low here. Well, guess what? That's exactly what's happening here. If you look closely, right? We had a pump, right? We had a big crash. We had a big dump, right? And then what happened? We immediately came back up, and now we're drizzle, torture, and it can come down even further before just coming back like that, right? So, I mean, it could happen anywhere, really. So that's why we just got to keep paying attention and see if we could start to see a bottom come in here. But other than that, larger time frames, I mean, I got a 3-wave move here. I don't like it unless it's a 1, 2, 1, 2, which I do like, right? Because if we have 3 down and this is 3 up, then we should get 3 back down, or even 5. 3, 3, 5, and it becomes a big ABC, and then that would really suck. But it could take it could, see how long this took, see how long that took. Well, what if this takes the same? You know what I mean? So hopefully not, but we'll see. I'm hoping this is a 1, 2 here. You got a 4-hour 9. It's not really good. So, yeah, nothing too much on that. What's Litecoin doing? I still really like Litecoin for now. It has everything going for it. It has everything going for it, except, the rest of the market just, if Bitcoin can just stay healthy, like go back to 100K and stay there, it gives a chance for these alts to move. So Litecoin, I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but to me it's really bullish. This is a bullish range here, and I think this range will break to the upside. The reason why, the real reason why is when you zoom out, but I'm not even on the right chart to do that. But I guess I can use it. So the real reason here is this chart goes way back. But essentially we have a triangle here. Or if it's not, you have a 5-wave move, 1. And then you have a 3-wave pullback, 2. And then you have a 1, 2. And then you have another 1, 2. Or this is a wave 4 here, right? So we had 1. And then we had 2. And this could be 3, but I don't think it's 3 because it doesn't really make sense for it to be a 3. It's right in the same area, right? So I think it is part of the third, but I don't think the third is finished. I think 1, 2, 3. I think we're going to get the hell out of here, and this is going to be a bigger third. But if we look closely and we zoom in, we can see something very spectacular here, which is beautiful 3 down, beautiful 3 up, beautiful 3 back down. So we have a beautiful 3-wave move here. So we have a move up, and then we have a 3-wave pullback. And then that in itself is perfect, right? But then what happened after that just put the cherry on top, which is after you get 3 down, 3 up, 3 back down, what do you look for? You look for another 5-wave move, right? So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like a 5-wave move. And then what do you look for after that? You look for a 3-wave pullback after that. And then what do you look for after that? Another 5-wave move. So let's see if we get it. If we don't get it, then we don't get it. In charts, it doesn't always work out the way we think it is, right? I mean, the setup could be there, but the setup could fail, right? The markets aren't rational; they're irrational. It doesn't mean that it has to play, right? If that's why we look for multiple things of confluence, because if you have 2 things, that's great. But if you have 3, 4, 5, 6 things that give you confluence, then that's even better, right? So you can add all the bearish things up. You could add all the bullish things up and see which one has more points and then go buy that. But yeah, this move right here, you got a 3-way pullback. And now what's it doing now? I don't know. It's kind of consolidating here. So if we can consolidate here, maybe we get, 3 up, and then maybe we get like another 3 down, and we get to the lows again, and then we go up in 5, create a base here. So I don't think that the low is in completely. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean we're gonna have another new low, but I think the bottoming process is still in effect, right? So anyway, I just like the geometry of this wave. It's perfect. It's almost too perfect. I mean, this is the nicest looking structure that's in crypto right now. It even beats Monero. I'm starting to not like Monero as much in the short term, not the long term, the short term. But Litecoin looks way good. It looks phenomenal, like the way it looks. It's got everything that I want in a chart. So if it fails, then it's going to be it's going to suck. But sorry, I had something in my eye. So essentially, let's see if we can hold the line here. THETA. French fries and taters. THETA. THETA is in a different world when it's totally different than Litecoin, totally different than XRP. So it's more along like SHIB, the way it looks identical to SHIB right now. But what I really like about THETA is you have 3 waves up and you have 3 waves down. And this 3 waves down took a long time. So this started back in February. Or look at that. Look, the peak. Whoa. So what's today? Today is the 8th. Okay, so let's go back over here to March 8th. Where's March 8th at? It's like right there. Okay, so where's the top of the market at? March 11th. So that's interesting. So March 11th, guys, that's a big month, or that's a big day, March 11th. So March 10th, March 11th, that marked the top, okay? So now we go, that was March 24, and now we're, okay, so this is going to be 1 year, right? This is interesting. I haven't talked about this yet. The reason why is because if you look at XRP and you look at XLM, look how long the three wave pullback occurred, right? So this is your bottom here, right? This is kind of like THETA in a way, because you have 3 waves up and you have 3 waves down. And when you get 3 waves up and then 3 waves down, look what you get. You get a big pop. You get the C wave. So A, B, C, right? So that's what we're looking for THETA. That's why I think THETA is going to do better than XRP overall. in percentage terms, maybe not today or tomorrow or even maybe even this year, but I think soon, once the market gets going, I think it will. The reason why is, again, oh, by the way, we looked at XRP. It lasted, here we go, from July literally to July. Was it the exact day though? No. So that was July 4th and this was July 10th. So it was really, 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 really close. And this is the 5-day chart. So maybe it was the same. If I go to the daily, what was the absolute day here? It was on July 5th. July 5th. Okay. And the day here was July 13th. Wow. That's pretty close. So that's a 1-year move. This took 1 year. Okay. So XLM also took 1 year. All right. So if we go back to theta, this is where it gets interesting. Look at this. So this was 3 waves and we landed on March 10th. And then we have we have 3 waves up, March 10th, and then we have 3 waves back down, and we're about to land on March 10th. So that's going to be 1 year. So basically the same thing XRP did. We had a 1 year, 3-wave pullback. So that is impressive, right? Boom, boom, boom. 1 year, right? So what happens after this? Once this wave is done, because we've been going down, 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 down for a long time, right? Since November or December. So we've been going down and down and right, down, 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 down. Eventually, this is going to end, and then we're going to reverse. That's what we're trying to figure out: when and how, and how how much further, right? And I think we're really close. The reason why is because if you look at the 5-wave move, we have 1, 2, right? And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we have 1, 2, all of that's 3, right? And then maybe we get some kind of 4, and then we come down and get 5. That's the more bearish way to look at it, right? And then we get divergence, we create a base, and then we go up. But then we're in the summer months, and it doesn't really make sense, right? So what makes more sense is getting back into the retracement levels by summer. All right, so let me extend this out a little bit. All right, there, I can see all the months. And then the bearish months are from June to September. So those are the bearish months. So let's say we kind of create a bottom here, right? Or first of all, I forgot to tell you, this was the other count, which is 1, 2, right? This is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. I'm not sure if this wave 2 is too big for this wave 4, though. It looks a little bit small. This wave here looks a little small. So I'm concerned, or it could be 3, and then 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So A, B, C. So it could be just a big A, B, C, right? But if you look closely now here's where it gets more interesting. If you look over here, we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But then if you look at the 5th, we also have 5 here. We have more than 5, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's really 5. It's just counting the subwave, right? And then we have an impulse and then a little bit of a pullback. So let's see. So, okay, let's zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, when I zoom in more, it's just a little bit, you kind of got a little bit of a diag here, and you got a 3-way pullback. So that could be a 1, that could be a 2. So this could be leading up to a 3rd wave here soon. So small time frames are still a little bit iffy. because you could see it here and then it dumps, right? But here it dumped, it came back, and then it made a higher low here, so, or a lower low, but, or actually, no, more like a double bottom here. So let's see if that holds in here. It's still going to be a lot of shenanigans. There's going to be there's still a lot of work that needs to be done because we haven't even created the base. We're just going down in a channel. We need to stop this thing from going down. We need to start going sideways, and then we can start going up. And we don't have much time to get it done, right? So let's go back to the daily. And basically, you get in here, right? And then you start working your way back into the retracement levels like that, right? And then maybe from June to August, we start flagging out in here. Boom, 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 boom. And then we start breaking out with that big move to the upside. So let me see if I can zoom out a little bit here. Can I fit it all on one chart? There we go. So if we have a little base down here, we start working our way back up to the top like we did here, right? And then we kind of flag out a little bit in the retrace levels, and then we start pushing higher. October, November, December of this year, even February of next year. And then we can get back to that 10, 11, really that $10 area. So it's going to be 3 up, and then we get 3 down, and then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. I mean, that would be the main bullish idea that I would look for. So, but the hard part is just getting this stupid wave to end, man. It just feels like it's an eternity. So yeah, let's see when we start actually, because we want to see something like that, right? We want to see something like that in here. So if I take a bars pattern, and I'll just go like, maybe like that. There you go. Something like that. So kind of flag out in here. And then, because summertime, it's probably going to be bad. If we have a bullish summer, that'll be the first bullish summer that I can remember. We did have a bullish summer back over here. So this run up here was April. Okay, so when did it end? It ended in July. So we actually went up all of May. So it started in January, though. So we went up. We were in January, February, March, April, May, June. Was it June too? Wow. So June and July. So January to July, we went up. But then look what happened after that. We went down, right? So Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't know about Bitcoin. It's really complicated. It looks like we're having this triangle in here. So there's a long opportunity back to this trend line, but then probably back down. If this is A, B, C, D, E, probably break to the downside. What we really want to see here, though, if it's possible, is just having a big candle up here, right? Maybe this is 3 up and this is 3 down, and then we get a big fat candle up here, kind of flag out a little bit, and then go for that final parabola. So not really interesting. HBAR looks interesting, though. You got this nice little 3-way pullback here. So you got a 1, 2, 3, and then maybe this is a 4. We can hold the low here, and maybe we get a 5. I still like this 3-wave move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks good. Take the wicks off. Looks more precise, right? Boom, boom, boom. And then you got an impulse, and now you're flagging out. So let's go. I mean, soon. Some are more mature than others. Phil, Filecoin, Dr. Phil, Dr. Filecoin. 6-hour chart. We got super bold divergence on the 6-hour. I'm just not convinced, though. Let's see. Turn the wicks on. Yeah, this needs to get more developed. So maybe we come up in 3, maybe we come back down in 3, and then we start going up. You know, something's got to happen. Unless, if this was a diag, and this was a pullback, then we can start moving up soon. Got a long ways to go with Filecoin. Matic. So yeah, you officially have 5 waves now. So you have 3 down, you have 3 up, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So you have 3, 3, 5. That's an ABC, and it's complete. Or it's near complete. And then in this wave here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in the wave, and then the 5th wave, do you have 5 in the 5th? I mean, damn, it sure in the hell looks like it. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there you go. So this could be the bottom. I mean, it's very possible. We could be right here at the bottom. So I think this is a good spot for me, not financial advice, but for me, for dollar cost averaging purposes for Matic. So yeah, if there's any coin I would buy today, probably Matic. You got some bullish divergence on the 3-day chart. I haven't seen that right there. It's not really strong, but it's there. 2-day chart should be stronger. Actually, the 2-day chart doesn't even have it, interestingly. Interesting. So the 3-day chart does. And then you can start, hidden bullish divergence too, right in there. So, yeah. So if you look at this wave over here, it's kind of the same, right? You could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, created a bottom, then went up. Same thing over here. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you went up. Same thing over here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So unless it's going to be a bigger 4, like 1, 2, all of that's 3, and then we get a big 4, then 5, that's possible too. But we don't know because we don't have it yet. We don't have that 4th wave. So we have to wait. Ethereum also looks like 5 to me. So I think we're close. We just got to be a little bit more patient. Chainlink looks great. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everything looks like it's lining up. It's just needs a little bit more work, more development. And then we'll go from there. So anyways, that'll do it for this video. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. And yeah, let's see what comes from the White House over the next 6 weeks. And that would be great if we can get some more bullish news, some more action, because the market sure does need it, and it would be nice to see. So anyways, not financial advice. I will catch you guys on the next one. Hit the like, subscribe, and I will catch you later. Cheers.